Welcome to another Joyful Gym with Audrey Joy. I locked myself in the backyard last week. Not on purpose, of course. Here's what happened. The husband requested that I get his table saw out of the storage shed in the backyard and move it into the garage. Thinking it will take me at most 10 minutes, I decide to do it right before lunch. Now, something important to note, while it was a warm day in Colorado, it was also windy beyond description. So of course the table saw is at the back of the storage shed, and I had to clear a path. So out come the shop vac, the hose, the gas can, the snow blower, and just as I was rolling the table saw out of the storage shed and back towards the gate, a gust of wind grabbed that gate and slammed it shut. And then, like a hyperextended joint, the latch shoved past the hook shoved past the latch rather, and it was on the inside of the fence. So not only was it physically impossible for the gate to open forward, the hinges are put on in such a way that it wouldn't move backwards, even big enough for me to just slither through. So this rendered me literally locked in the backyard. The back door was locked from the inside, so I couldn't get into the house that way. I had two options. I could unlock the back gate, go into the field behind our house, walk to the road, and then come down the road in front of our house and get in the house that way. Or I could unlock the gate that goes into the dog run and go into the garage through the doggy door. And that door was locked too from the inside, so really the only option to get in to the house was through the doggy door. The tools are in the garage and I needed tools, so I chose that option. Now, our two Siberian Huskies, Storm and Oreo, were quite excited to see me in their AO, and they were so encouraging as I went through the doggy door. Storm was on the inside, licking my face profusely, and I was just defenseless to fend her off because I needed my arms to get myself through the doggy door. And Oreo had my back, literally. She put her head in between my legs and helped push me in. I truly hope none of my next door neighbors saw this undignified entrance into my home. So back to the gate. My first thought was to adjust the gate. Get it high enough so that maybe the hook would come up over the latch. And I spent a good 20 minutes working on that plan. And then I noticed the screws. And it was one of those, smack my head myself in the forehead sort of moments. A new plan, right? I now needed a drill and a hammer. So I unscrewed the entire mechanism, used the hammer to whack the thing off, and voila, the gate moved forward. So finally, I was able to liberate the table saw from the backyard and get it into the garage. Remember, that was the original task. I reinstalled the hardware, no problem, and then spent 5 minutes with the hammer beating that hook into submission. I was trying to straighten it out so it would close again, and I was making progress until the wind grabbed the gate and once again smashed it into the latch. Now, it didn't go through this time, thankfully. And I texted a picture of the hardware that makes up the whole gate mechanism, latch and hook, and I sent a text to my husband and said, we need a new one of these. I was able, after a great deal of work, to get the gate closed again. All of this took an hour. How often do we do things the hard way? When the much easier, simple solution is right in front of us. I mean, it's not that my first idea was really wrong. It's just that it was the harder thing to do, and honestly, in hindsight, probably didn't have a whole lot of chance of success. The answer to the problem was right in front of me, and I missed it. Well, at least at first. I missed it because I'm a person of action, and I just started working the problem instead of stopping for a bit and studying the situation. There is value in taking a pause before going into action. That's a lesson I hope I'm learning. Patience is a fruit of the Spirit, and I've often heard it said we should not pray for patience, as God will send trials that help that muscle grow. Clearly, I'm in need of help in this area, and I'll just betcha I'm not alone. If you found value in this gem, share it with a friend. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Joyful Gems with Audrey Joy, or follow me on Facebook. This is from me. If you're not already a Joyful Gem subscriber, you can change that by logging into my website, thisisforme.com, or heck, just shoot me an email, audreyjoy@thisisforme.com. Be joyful.